So yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all the requests and all the love I've been receiving for the last 2 months. I've been down, but Talk to Me is back. And today we're going to start off real quick and simple. We're going to watch this video and we're going to have a little talk about it, okay? Go right ahead. As this video continues, we're going to have a video. I'm sure a lot of people are hearing about it. We're going to watch this video. We're going to have a little talk about it, okay? Talk to Me is back.
Floyd, the 46-year-old, moved to Minneapolis from his hometown of Houston looking for a better job.
You know, this is the man I loved for 3 years.
Courtney Ross is Floyd's girlfriend.
It's clear as water. That video says it all. If you don't see murder, I don't know what you see.
To town. But Chauvin is under the most scrutiny. Even though the Floyd investigation is ongoing, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey called for Chauvin to be arrested. Do you think that was murder?
I do.
You do?
Let me be clear. The arresting officer killed someone. As to the precise charge, I'm not going to get into that.
Tuesday night, protesters demanded all 4 officers be charged. Some turned anger into destruction. Officers used smoke grenades and rubber bullets to break up the crowd.
People, I'm so disgusted. I'm so hurt. So I'm going to start here. George Floyd and the mother and family of George Floyd, I send my condolences, and I'm sorry that you had to experience, I'm sorry that your son had to experience what he experienced, and I'm sorry that you did too. This is not what we think it is. We are fighting the wrong battle here, guys. Does the judicial system need to change? Anybody that knows me and knows my story knows that I know that and believe that and understand that. We need to change a lot. But the first thing that has to change is perception. Whose perception, you may ask? You can't change somebody else's perception. So you got to change your own perception. And you have to change the perception of yourself. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to come back to that. So I wanted to give a quick story about me real quick before we talk about George. One day I was on a date in Manhattan, and the beautiful girl, great person, got off the date. I took the train back home. And while I was on the train, I fell asleep and I put one of my feet up. Now, people that are from New York, I've been to New York, one leg up on the train is not, like, we've seen worse on the train. So anyway, I fell asleep. I get to Brooklyn and 3 officers take me off the train. Before I get off the train, they're forcing me to show them my ID. My first response was, "Officer, I don't have no ID. I'm a few stops from the house. I'm just trying to get to the house." He then says to me, "You're not supposed to be taking up more than 1 space on the train." This is 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. I look at the back of the train, the rest of the cart, and there's no one on the cart but me. He asked me for my ID again. So I start to prolong, hoping that he would get off the train and leave me alone. He doesn't. He forces me manually to get off the train. I get off the train. At this point, I figure, okay, my trick of not showing the ID to just get home is not working. So I cooperate and I give them my ID. I didn't do anything wrong, I didn't commit any crime. I'm not guilty of anything, but I feel guilty. I have to protect myself already. I'm on defense mode already. I give him my ID. He runs my ID. After running my ID, he comes back to me, and in one swoop, it was kind of in one motion. He comes back slowly, and he just grabs me. "Hey, get on the floor. Hey, you, come here." And before I know it, I had an officer grabbing me, another one grabbing me. They're dropping me to the floor, and I'm tussling. And guys, I don't want to stretch this long. I don't want to make it about me. I just wanted to say I could have died that day. I was on a train platform getting handcuffed by officers for no reason, and this is something that's norm to me. At that point, the only thing I'm worried about is getting out of there alive. I'm not even worried that I'm an innocent man getting arrested. That's a norm. I'm just trying to get out of there alive. Can I tell you that 24 hours later, I had multiple scratches on my neck, blood all down my back. Handcuffs were so tight that I still have handcuff marks, evidence of that day on my wrist. And no lie, between the blood on my wrist, the blood on my neck, and a dislocated shoulder, I found myself in court the next day with an assault on an officer charge. So when I speak on this, I speak as somebody that was 30 seconds away from being George Floyd. You know, with the Eric Garner situation, it was 3 or 4 dudes on him. There was a little tussle, not much. You know, he was already down. And the Eric Garner situation was excessive. This right here makes no sense. One was excessive, which is wrong. This one literally makes no sense because the excessiveness of it wasn't really there. Like, you didn't really see like a violent situation. What you saw was literally a man put his knee into another man's neck for 9 minutes of pressure on his neck as he called and begged and pleaded for his mama, oxygen, God, Pinocchio, and anybody that could come there and save him. While another officer stand and look around like he waiting for the ice cream truck. Are you not seeing what's going on here? You think because you Blasian, Asian, and you got all, you blue and Asian, you got the blue and you Asian, you think you don't qualify? You qualify. You qualify to be that brown skinned person on the ground with your face next to a tire, King Young Woo. I don't care. I don't care who feelings I hurt. I'm tired. I'm happy that the mayor was able to fire everybody. I am extremely, people, I need y'all to listen to me. The way the mayor is speaking is such an important, the way the country is acting and the way the mayor is speaking is very, very important to what we are trying to pursue. We need people in power that are going to see this for what it is, call it for what it is right away. No shifting, no shaking. As the mayor, I'm confused why this man is not being in prison. That's how the mayor of Minnesota is talking, and I congratulate him for that. I congratulate him for that. Because technically the mayor will have to do something or else they themselves. So now you're putting pressure on people to do the right thing. And that's kind of what we got to do. I am so tired of being upset that I didn't want to waste so much of this platform of being upset. I wanted to use this platform to vent, get it off. But I wanted to make sure that I got this message out there. Let's get back to my beginning topics about self-reflection. I don't care how they see me. Perception, I'm sorry. I don't care how they see me. What is my perception of me? And as long as we have this defeated underdog, need permission from, as long as that's our perception of ourselves, we would never. I gotta get closer because I don't think y'all feeling me. As long as you have the perception that you need, want, desire from somebody else, when your perception is, yes, I can be a black man, but I'll never be as good as a white man, but I could be a good rich black man. I could be good for a black man, but you know, white man always gonna run everything. If you're comfortable with that, if that's your understanding of the universe, then you have to accept this. Because what you're saying to me is you are accepting that you are leaving your best interests, your family's best interests in the hands of someone that has nothing, that cannot relate to you, that has not been through what you've been through, cannot understand you, and their priorities don't align with yours. So how can I put my faith into a white man that has none of those things that align with me and hope and pray that he will be the one to save me? Stop looking for these men to be a savior. We need our own policing. We need to make sure, listen to me. I am 33 years old, so I'm speaking to the younger generation. Younger generation, please listen, turn it up. Turn up your headphones, turn it up on your little speaker, on your Bluetooth, but listen to me very closely. And you speaking to somebody that has done time, somebody that has been around people that has done time, and I need you to listen to me very closely. The generation of, oh, police is this, police is that, that's what we need to change. The idea of, oh, I'm a black man, all I can do is sell drugs and design my own clothing line, that needs to change. Don't you think if you was a DA right now, those men would be in jail? Don't you think if that Asian cop was a black cop that grew up in a neighborhood, that would make him say, okay, this guy looks like my uncle. Yeah, he spent a fake $20. He's already handcuffed. You want to rough him up with your hands, manually throw him in the car. Do what we normally do. But to have your knee on this man's neck for 10 minutes, I can't allow that. That's what a black officer with some type of background, of some type of culture and grounding would have said. The mayor, thank God he white and young. Thank God. If he wasn't young and didn't see it the way he saw it, we wouldn't have a black mayor to say, yo, mayor of Minnesota, I need you to do this. A judge. Guys, what I'm saying to you is this. No longer should we ask for change. We need to make change. Who you used to seeing drive your police cars, change that. Who you used to seeing with the tuxedos and the suits, going to bar rooms and having dinners with millionaires? What are you used to seeing? 3 out of 50? Change that. We want to send letters in while they're having discussions at the table. But guess what? We have no representation at the table. Our letters come and our complaints come and go like seasons. You think Target is worried about that? Target already got their money back from Corona for the same Target that y'all looting. Now, I ain't mad at you for getting some extra milk, but I just saw somebody leaving Target with Gatorade. She got 3 kids. How is looting Target for Gatorade making any change worth talking about? Guys, we gotta do better. Tell me how you feel about this. Vent how you feel about this. Shit, tell me I'm wrong. I want somebody to tell me I'm wrong so I could tell them they wrong. And let's have a wrong to wrong conversation. But we need to figure out how your son, your daughter, you are not the next person there on that ground. And honestly, I believe it's too late for this generation. I feel like what we're doing right now is what this generation is for. And I feel like the next generation has to do something. I think it's the generation after that. We are going to have to be officers, police, judges, entrepreneurs. Till us as people no longer have the crab in the bucket effect. Do not be upset at the fishermen. And on that note, rest in peace, George Floyd. My heart is aching, and as a black man that has been there, I'm just in so much pain.